Hello, we have come to the end of another month. It is the 30th of March and I have read jack shit this month. But for a very good reason. I have been really trying to knuckle down and write, which means less reading time, unfortunately. But of the 3 books I did read, they were all fucking amazing. The very first book I read in March was The Safekeep by Yael wouden. I read this on audiobook and I absolutely loved this book. It was fucking incredible. It is this poignant exploration of obsession and womanhood and love and just like falling so hard and so fast that you don't even realize that that's what's happened. It is also incredibly moving and showcases a lot of really important discussions about like post-war and how the effects of that war ripple through in the generations down the track. And I just absolutely loved this. I can see why it is so well loved and so acclaimed. If you are looking for a absolutely mesmerizing story about obsession and love and kind of finding your own voice, then I highly, highly recommend this one. I adored it. It was recommended to me by my friend Ali after she said it was incredible. It is also sapphic and has some of the best sapphic scenes I have ever read. So if that is a bonus for you, then I then read The Antlered King by Marriane. This is book 2 in the duology. I am deeply hurt by this book and I loved it. I loved it. I think that Olivia and Sullivan are just so tragic and devastating in a way that isn't like, it's sad, but in a way that isn't morose, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. I just love them. If you watched Agatha all along and you really liked the kind of tragic love and obsession of Agatha and Rio, then I think you will really, really enjoy the dynamic between Sullivan and Olivia. All of that aside, the politics and all of the moving parts and the magic system in this are all so well thought out and so captivating and intriguing. Even if they are some concepts that have been done before, they are done in ways that just bring new light and new love to the fantasy genre, I suppose. Everything we found out about the Antlered King and death and like the kind of like death world, I suppose, it all comes to this like fascinating rush of ahead in this book, and I loved it in a way that it devastated me emotionally and so completely, which is what I enjoy. So I loved it. The audiobook, fucking fantastic. A fun tidbit, actually, is that this doesn't come out in Australia until July, I think. But for whatever reason, the audiobook is available, which is great for me. Absolutely fantastic for me, because I ate this up. I adored it. The only other book I read this month was The Fossil Hunter by Shelley Emling. This is a biography about Marriane, and it was just absolutely fascinating. It is so well researched and paints such a vivid picture of the woman, the icon herself, the grandmother of paleontology. I love Marriane, and this, just like research purposes aside, I just fucking like, it was like narrative nonfiction almost, but it's a biography and it is like paints the scene of Mary and her brother and her father going down to the cliffs in Lyme Regis and digging through this, like, honestly, like, dangerous place for fossils, not just for, like, their monetary value, but for the sheer love of it and the sheer connection of it. Even after Mary's father had died, and she would still go down there with her brother and then later by herself. It really paints a picture of a woman who not only loved doing this and loved learning more and just didn't have the standing to, as the other men around her, who honestly knew far less than she did and had far less actual practical knowledge on fossil hunting. They had the ability to use what they had found or what they had basically stolen from Mary without credit. These men were able to advance themselves and their standings because they're men, whereas Mary was stuck being poor for her whole life. Anyway, I digress. Mary is a fascinating woman, and I might be a little in love with her, which has nothing to do with Kate Winslet's portrayal of her in The Ammonite, which is a very controversial movie, I found out. I personally really enjoyed it. I know there is some, like, controversy surrounding whether or not it is entirely historically accurate. Obviously, it's not. But Mary Anning and Charlotte Murchison were friends. Were they lesbian lovers? Probably not. But we don't know. But the actual portrayal of Mary, from what I've read and what I know from my own research, is pretty accurate as far as I know. And also, Kate Winslet. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. This is just a fascinating book, and if you have any interest in Mary Anning or in paleontology and its early veins of discovery, then I highly recommend this one. It was just so moving and paints such a beautiful and inspiring picture of this woman that means so much to the paleontology world and to me in particular. It is also my birthday month. My birthday was on the 27th, and as such I acquired a few books. And so I thought, in lieu of another 10 books to go through with you, I would show you the books that I got for my birthday instead. Alright, so we are part publisher mail, part I bought this myself. So we're just going to go through what I received first and what I bought recently. The first book I received this month was from Harper Voyager, and it is a Arc of Everblessed by Olivia O'Flynn, and I am beyond excited for this sapphic romantasy that is coming out in June. I am so excited to dig my teeth into this. It sounds absolutely marvelous. I will show you the blurb here so you can pause to read. Everything I've seen the author say online on TikTok has been right up my alley for what I look for in a fantasy romance, and I am just super excited and super thankful to HarperCollins, Harper Voyager, for sending me this arc. I am very honoured, very blessed to receive her. I also received a copy of One Day Everyone Will Have Been Against This by Omar Aakbad from Text Publishing, and I am really excited to get into this one. I know it is going to be super important. I'm hoping to start it really soon. I really love the simplicity and the power of this cover. I think it is a marvelous job. I am deeply excited to read this and to learn more and know more. Yeah. On to the two books I actually bought myself for my birthday. I got Mary or the Birth of Frankenstein by Eekhout, and anyone who knows me knows how much I love Frankenstein. This is a kind of like fictionalized story of marry Shelley herself or marry Goodwin as she is in this. She is not married to Percy yet. Basically takes them into Lord Byron's house and the infamous battle for words that they have. Among them are 18-year-old Mary and her mercurial lover, Percy Shelley, as laudanum stirs their feverish imaginations. Their host, Lord Byron, challenges everyone to write a ghost story. Suddenly, Mary is transported back to a long, strange summer in the wilds of Scotland, where she fell in love with the enigmatic Isabella Baxter. As she remembers, something fierce and terrifying awakes within her. Now she will unleash it into the world. I'm really excited about this. I've wanted to get my hands on it ever since I found out about it. I am just beyond excited. The last book I bought for myself is Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy. I bought this because I fucking loved Migrations in January when I read it, and this is her latest book, and it sounds fucking incredible. It is a mystery and about obsession and secrets, and it's set on like a deserted island off the coast of Antarctica, and it's just great. And it sounds like it's going to have all the things I loved about Migrations in it, but with a whole new exciting twist. So that is me for March. I will see you in April, I suppose. I thought it would be fun to maybe do like a weekly writing vlog and kind of record what I've written, considering I am being a better writer and getting words down. And this might help me remain accountable. So we'll see. We'll see what shakes out.